Hi, it's Victoria Cunningham Downey here, the founder of Stretch Body Mind and the creator of the Stretch Body Mind Yoga Teacher Training course. And I'm here with Foxy for myth number 3. Yep, we're here to bust the third myth. And the third myth is, if I can show you, money, honey. That's right. It's the idea that yoga teachers are poor. And obviously, I ain't poor because I got a £1 million note. Don't even ask. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a wee bit. I think the idea that yoga teachers aren't very well off comes from the fact that yoga is from India, and a lot of these more spiritual practices were done not for profit, and they were done with guru to student, and the student worked with the guru and really just covered his costs and things like that, didn't pay thousands of pounds. And that process still happens in India, by the way. There, for example, the Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram in Chennai, which I went to visit, fantastic place. That's the yoga of Krishnamurti and Desikachar. Do these names mean anything? Don't worry if they don't. But this style of yoga, there's still an ashram there in India, and there's ashrams all over the place. But this one I'm mentioning because I've been there. And the Indian students can go and they can pay a certain amount, but the Western students go, they learn the same course, but they pay thousands more. And the reason for that is because, well, in India, they have this idea that the Westerners have lots of money and haven't got anything better to do with their time than to spend their money on yoga. So these courses cost a lot more if you're a Westerner than if you are an Indian. Now, personally, I sort of agree with that because the standard of living for people in the West is much higher than it is in India. And if Indian people want to train to become yoga teachers, they shouldn't have to pay extortionate amounts because, you know, it is their own country. So that's my little rumble and mumble about India. One of the other things that happened, I think, with yoga and meditation practice, initially it would have been done by ascetics and monks, and you know, whether these were Buddhist monks or Hindu monks or whatever. Don't know if Hindus have monks. Anyway, they didn't accept, Buddhist monks in particular, did not accept money. You cannot give them money. You give them alms. So you give them food, and you know, you clothe them, you look after them, but you do not give them money because the money exchange doesn't work. And it's, you know, I just think it would be lovely to go back to those times where we didn't have to pay for anything, and we just bartered. But the reality is that life isn't like that anymore, and money does talk. So, while money talks, people have this idea that when you're a yoga teacher, perhaps it's just a little part-time gig. Maybe you're just doing it because your rich husband can afford to keep you, and this is just something that you do part-time. And that myth, that misunderstanding has come out of the fact that when yoga first started in the UK in particular, it was almost like the yoga WI, okay, it was ladies of a certain age who had paid some money to someone, and they went out and taught classes a couple of evenings a week in the local village hall or in the local tech or whatever it was. My very first teacher, of course, was one of those women. I don't think she earned very much, but she didn't need to earn a living from it because it wasn't her full-time job. She had a husband who could afford to keep her, and she did have her own shop, I think. So yeah, so those things, it's that idea then, oh well, if you're going to teach yoga full time, well, you're not going to be able to make a living out of that because people haven't. And it's like, well, actually, you can easily make a living out of yoga because the per hour rate is so much higher than you get when you're in a normal 9 to 5 job. However, you don't work 9 to 5, you only work when you decide, depending on how sort of what road you want to go as a teacher. So if you want to be self-employed, or if you want to get employed through a local education establishment or a local council, those are still ways to make money, and you can not only make money, but you can make a decent amount. And if you go full time, then you can be like me, you can do all these other things, because I don't teach. I used to, at one stage, teach like 25 classes a week, which was great money, but a hell of a lot of running about as well. Now I teach at the moment 5 classes a week, that's all. And the rest of my time I do these daft videos and I create online courses, and I consult with people on their businesses, and I do lots of other really interesting stuff, and I prep big courses such as the upcoming Stretch Body Mind Yoga Teacher Training course. And I spend a lot of time sort of hanging about with the fox. So, and I'm definitely earning enough to have a living. I live in Glasgow now, and for those who know me from Northern Ireland, I mean, I moved here over 2 years ago, and we have a lovely flat. We don't have our big house anymore, but I'm quite happy in flat living, and we always get really nice holidays. The thing about being self-employed is I can choose to go when I want. And what I've done, which is really great, is that I've got what they call passive income streams. So I've got things like the 21-day Stretch Body Mind Bootcamp. Oh, I'll put a link to that below because it's fantastic if you haven't got it yet. It's an online course through Udemy, and it's you can take it over 21 days, or you can take it over 21 weeks, and you can take as long as you want. And it has a whole mixture of like yoga, Pilates, and bar classes. Plus, what else has it got? It's also got like meditations and like personal development stuff. So I'm really, really pleased with it, and I think that you'd enjoy it if if you were interested. And there's lots of other things coming up because I'm always working. I'm really enjoying doing these daft wee videos. I just love rambling on. I hope that you enjoy watching, and if you have any comments as well, please do let me know. But I just wanted to say that the idea that yoga teachers are poor is a very old-fashioned one, and it's not true. The better you are at marketing yourself, the less poor you're going to be. And in my last yoga teacher training, we did do business of yoga, because it is a business. And it used to be that when you did a yoga teacher training, you just had your certificate and goodbye, and that was it. And some people made a big success of it, and some people didn't do anything with it. But now we give you this whole module on how to promote yourself and how to make your business really profitable, if that's what you want. If it's not what you want, you can still make money and you can donate it. That's okay too. It took me a while before I worked that out. When I first started Stretch and Play, which was the children's yoga charity that I started back in 2006, to be honest, it's not when I first started it, it's like over 2 years. It took me a long time to get it into my head that even though the company was a charity, it didn't mean that I had to be, and that I could make money at this business. And so it's one of the main reasons actually why I decided to focus more exclusively on adult teaching, because adults were a lot easier to be honest. They were a lot easier to deal with, and the money was good, and I enjoyed the classes, and I think that's important too. So just remember, you're not a charity, you're a yoga teacher, and it's okay to earn money. In fact, it's probably a very spiritual thing to do. I don't know how. I'll work out a way to justify it and let you know in the next video. So for now, that's myth number 3. Busted. Okay, bye.